Edu Manzano, born September 14, 1955, is a Filipino actor, television presenter, and politician. Eduardo Barrios Manzano was born in San Francisco, California, United States, to Hispano-Filipino parents. Manzano studied at De La Salle University in Manila. Manzano moved to the Philippines to pursue a full-time career with the local film industry. He was part of ABS-CBN's roster of contract actors until he took leave to run for Vice President of the Philippines in the 2010 general elections. After losing in the elections, he elected to transition from show business to current affairs programs and soon after, signed a contract and returned to GMA Network. Aside from acting and political career, Manzano was once appointed as the Executive Vice President of the Philippine Amateur Judo Association and as an Executive Board member of the Philippine Olympic Committee. Manzano has 3 sons and a daughter. Manzano was married to actress Vilma Santos from 1980 to 1982. They have a son named Luis, a TV host and actor. He was married to Maricel Soriano in 1989, but their marriage was subsequently annulled in 1991. He had a relationship with TV news anchor Pinky Webb, but they broke up in 2009 before Manzano ran for vice president. From 2021 until 2023, he was in a relationship with actress Cherry Pie. Manzano's son Diego Aspires, born 2004, is a footballer who plays for Spanish club Barcelona City FC. Diego is Manzano's son with celebrity chef Reggie Aspires. Inside Edu Manzano's story-filled bungalow home. Edu Manzano lives in a house brimming with little and big tales. Every corner serves up an anecdote that Edu relishes to recall. From the gate where a Philippine flag is posted to the swimming pool around which he does his daily run. Nestled among trees and shrubs thoughtfully scattered on a manicured lawn, Edu's home has, in his words, the vibe of life in the province. Indeed, the cricket sounds start coming toward late afternoon. It's nice here, especially when it's windy. It's quiet. It's relaxing. You can forget you're in Metro Manila. He had the 1.1 hectare property boxed in by a concrete wall. He adds, "So I'm very, very close to my neighbors." His favorite area is outside, where he likes to dine al fresco with guests. The outside faces a mini garden, where Edu has a partial view of the swimming pool and where he can totally watch 7 robust dogs play. That's why I love San Juan so much. It's quiet, you can't hear any tricycles. First of all, this is out of the regular traffic, so there's a nice breeze. The Capamilia actor has been a San Juan resident since 2009. He bought the house and lot from the family of Francisco Bobby Manosa, the national architect whose notable works are the high-end Amanpulo Resort, the Gavel Pearl Farm, the Coconut Palace at the Cultural Center of the Philippines Complex, and the DSA Shrine, to name a few. Edu tells the story their sister, when she passed away in the early 2000s, left the house alone. But of course, when it's not lived in, it deteriorates, so they put it up for sale. Interestingly, the first time Edu set foot in the house was 30 years ago, when a friend got married. The reception is here. I'm the best man. So, who would have thought 30 years later that I'd be living here? No inkling, no money. In 1998, Edu ran for office in the city of Makati and became its vice mayor. Question is, why did he transfer to San Juan? He says he ended up choosing the city of San Juan, a highly urbanized city with pockets of old-world charm, to be near his children. The bungalow style suits him perfectly. From the garden, the house seems small, but it actually has rooms for all his children. From the time Edu purchased this house, he says his primary goal has been to have a house where family members can see each other a lot. He bought this L-shaped sofa from a Japanese surplus shop on Pioneer Street. Did he consult an interior designer for the interiors? Actually, no. I had some good friends who would come and say, "Hey, why don't we do it like this?" But if one outstanding feature has to be named in Edu's house, it has to be his collection of artworks. The actor-host has hundreds of paintings and sculptures, each with a story to tell. Pat.ph columnist Jojo Gabinet once estimated that Edu's art collection counted more than 400. Edu confirms there are many. There are also many in the warehouse. Every show, if I see something, if I get a good one or two, I'll change it all again. Trying to keep the air or environment clear, lively, light, not heavy. I am a big fan of the contemporary artists, but he does not want to call himself a collector. I started collecting in the 1990s. I know someone from Discovery Frames, Mrs. Navarro by name. She said, "You know, I see you love horses. I'll give this to you, frame it." That became my first actual framed piece. I had that horse framed. It was by a young little sculptor. And then she said, "I think you might like this." And she went, "Then I'll have it framed." Then I moved on to some of the masters. And then all of a sudden, I woke up to the fact that there are so many talented contemporary artists. Because when you get to travel all over the world, you see so many galleries. I like going to galleries. And you're just inside. You're just sitting there, just look at reactions sometimes. Clearly, he has become a fan of contemporary Filipino artists when I started hearing about galleries here. So I visited the galleries. When you see the art of the Filipinos, it's great and can be compared to international artists. We're not just giving them a push, they're marketing their products well, etc. But now, when you go to Singapore, you go to Germany, you go to New York, there are many galleries featuring Filipino contemporary artists. It's high time, not just the masters. I have all the respect in the world for our masters. But contemporary art plays a very, very big role in society now. And we should really promote it to the whole world. He does not have the masterpieces of Vicente Manansala or Badong Francisco, but he owns some Cesar Legazpi, Jose Joya, and Manuel Baldemor. The elders, somewhat isolated in a place, he says about his curation of paintings in his house. But the ones that are here, in and out of the house, it sets the mood. Among his favorites is one by German-born painter Rudolf Bauer's non-objective drawings. Edu tells the story. That is among the smallest pieces, but with a sense of history. Because my favorite artist in the Guggenheim Museum, the artists during his time were considered degenerates because they didn't contribute to, they didn't add anything to the Aryan race, so they were all jailed. In the mid-30s, Nazi leader Adolf Hitler referred to the Aryan race as gifted above all other races, according to Encyclopedia and the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum. When they were imprisoned, they could not pursue or continue their art, so this Rudolf Bauer, he did it, on any kind of paper and just to write. So I was able to find in San Francisco in Weinstein Gallery, where it's called prison art because he was imprisoned in 1936 and he drew. And sometimes on a palm and a cigarette, whatever you could find. Interestingly, for artworks in Edu's collection used to be part of a huge billboard in Paris. A sculpture in his living area was done by Daniel de la Cruz, one of our country's finest contemporary sculptors. Edu enthuses. He came from New York, was an industrial engineer, came here, started practicing this, and he's now one of the most successful artists. The button-tufted and quilted sofa was upholstered by Ken Mishuku in Norway. Another painting has an interesting story. That huge eagle holding a baby, that was painted when he was 13 years old. Did you see that? That's great. And then after he painted it, he shot the painting. So what you saw buried, those were the bullets. This wire mesh sculpture of a nude model was personally hand-carried by Edu from San Francisco to Manila because it's pretty fragile. It was bought in Sausalito, California, by an American artist called Randy Cooper. I was lucky because I was the last one to board. I made sure I didn't have anyone next to me. So I was the last one to check in. Yes, but it's really seatbelted. But it's in a box. Of course, you'll be scared. It can't be in the bin because someone might put a suitcase in it. Every artwork he buys is very personal to this American-born Filipino star. He muses, they may not be appreciated by everybody, but for me, they are very important. Is it costly to care for paintings? With his children now all grown up, his dogs have become the center of Edu's attention. He walks his dogs during late afternoons or late evenings. When walking his dogs during late afternoons, some people recognize him and address him either as Mr. President or Lucas Cabrera, his role in FPJ's Andy Provinciano. He says, "My life here is when I walk the dogs, and since there are so many of them, I have to take turns. The same route is not possible. You have to change the route after 2 days. But most of the time, he says, no one pays attention to me." Sometimes, Coco Martin's fans would stop him. "Mr. President, don't hurt Cardo, okay?" Asked about the number of people who help manage his household, he replies, "Here at home you'll never know. 3 today, 15 tomorrow. The house is open. We don't go out. I prefer to stay here. We invite people." How often do the kids visit him? Not often enough, he answers, sounding matter-of-factly, but his eyes actually turn sad. Enzo and Addie, they're both in New York now. Finally, we asked about the Philippine flag in front of his home. They thought it was an embassy. Huh? He quips. "No, actually, like I said earlier, I always had the Philippine flag. Yes, I always made sure. Because like I'm saying, my father, he's a patriot." And then we say, why is their flag always displayed in other countries? Here in the Philippines, only on Independence Day. Yeah, so we'd like to encourage everybody that it's important that we should be proud of our heritage. And proud of us as a Filipino people. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Your support means a lot. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out on new content. Always take care.